Ciao a tutti, ciao belli, ciao brutti, ciao Juventini of the world. My name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back for another live session, and you know it, the difference, the huge big difference between the lives and the recorded videos is that first of all, I read you, so we have a lot of interactions, but also this is where I really give all my opinion after opinion after opinion. It's a bit confidential moment, a moment where we say things that sometimes it's difficult to say in a recorded video. So today we speak about some backstage stories. We speak about the first day of the new coach, Mr. Igor Tudor. And for the people that are really alert and are listening really well and really carefully, you will see, you will have heard that I started the video with another intro. Ciao a tutti, ciao belli, ciao brutti. It's not a coincidence that I start like that. So I will give you that small backstage story, but especially then we will go towards the second part of the video, speaking about Dean Huijsen, because I can tell you that some people are not that happy about the Dean Huijsen deal. And that could actually make that the walls of La Continassa training center are shaking a bit. And that some people will have to be responsible for the deal Dean Huijsen. So we'll speak about all of that in today's video. I hope you are all doing well. Let's pump up. Let me know if you hear me really well. Of course, it's 11 p.m. where I live, so I will speak a bit more quieter. I will not scream too much, otherwise my neighbors, they will kick me off. They will call the police. Ciao, Thomas. That is saying, it's time. Ciao, everyone. Can the players keep up physically with Tudor's intensity? Can J Medical keep up? The first question I want to ask, because that's a really beautiful assist from a Thomas. There was the first video on YouTube channel of Juventus of 2 minutes and a bit. I believe 2 minutes 20, something like that. Who watched it? Who watched it? Let me know in the chat if you watched the video already, because of course I watched it twice. How tall is 190. Exactly the centimeters I can't tell you, but 190 for sure, maybe 191, 192. Let me check with so that I am 100% sure. That's a really good question from the chat. How tall is Tudor? But it's 190, yeah, 190. Attenzione, 193 to be exact. Then if you ask me in the US measurement, I have no idea. Something with feet, I don't know. But he's tall, he's really tall. Who is Tudor staff? Any familiar faces? Well, there is one, the vice coach, that is a familiar face. Is someone that is well known. But what I can tell you from that, before going more into detail and in the next coming days tell you all the people from the staff of Igor Tudor, I can already tell you that it has been confirmed to me that the staff of Igor Tudor will not be extra large. And that's an important one. We started really immediately, yeah? Usually, you know that I keep 10 minutes to give the first answers because I want to say hello to everyone. But here, I can tell you that we don't have an extra large staff. For what reason? Because we have 9 games to play, plus World Cup, the end of the season. Everything happened really fast, and a lot of people that Tudor loved to work with, would love to work with, well, they are already with other teams, because while Tudor had absolutely no team, they accepted other opportunities. So it's not really the staff that is actually the complete staff of Tudor if he will remain next season. So if he remains next season, it could possibly be, and it will probably be, that if he stays, the staff of Conte... Good morning. The staff... What did I say? The staff of Tudor. Why did I say boo? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Like. It's a lot. It's a lot of information also for me, guys. The staff of Tudor if he stays next season, will be much more complete and probably a bit different. People, you know it. I knew it. As soon as I said it, I said, here, the chat, they don't forgive. The chat never forgives. They are alert. It was let's say it like that. It was a test to see if people were listening or not, to see if you were concentrated or not. But looks like yes. We'll speak about Antonio Conte, of course, later today. But no, guys, no. It's not about the heart that is speaking, or spoilers or leaks. But you know the situation of Antonio Conte really well. We will go through that later. But the staff of Tudor is not complete and will not be complete for two reasons. First, because we don't have a lot of games to play. We know it. It's a contract of 3 months, let's say, until the end of the Club World Cup, with possibility to continue one more season. But in that really small term, there was no time to make a huge, big, extra large staff, the one of Igor Tudor. Then if he stays next year, then of course he will ask to his men to come and to do. But no, and I think it's an important one. I think it's an important information that I'm able to give you, because we didn't read a lot of information about that yet at the moment, I think. Ciao Carlo, it's go time. I can't wait for their first game. Well, the game of Saturday takes a total different dimension, of course. Absolutely, because if a lot of us would have seen that game as it's maybe the last game of Thiago Motta, we come from 2 games that are a disaster in terms of everything. I don't know if we can find in the last 2 games one thing that worked well. If you have something that worked well in the last 2 games, let me know, guys. But I can't find it. We did it here at the watch-alongs of Atalanta and Fiorentina. It was really a disaster. So we would probably have seen that game, probably praying that we were not humiliated in our home from Genoa, losing the 3rd game in a row. And even there, we would have said what will happen after the game. Probably would have been more curious for the post-game than for the game himself. While now we can say that it's a total different story. How we are approaching the game is with a lot of curiosity. And I think that today the prayers will go towards, hopefully, Tudor will do well for Juve, of course, but also for him. Because Tudor is one that you believe in him, you don't believe in him, you think that he's a great coach, you think that he's a coach with a lot of potential. Don't forget, he's young, he's 47 years, so it's not a coach a la Gasperini, a la Mancini. It's a really, really young coach that already has a lot of experience in different countries, in Turkey, in Croatia, in France, in Italy, with diverse teams, Udinese, Verona, Lazio, Marseille, Galatasaray, Hajduk Split. So it's a coach with already a lot of baggage, of course, a lot of baggage. Also as a caretaker, and sometimes he stayed a bit more, sometimes he decided not to continue. But of course, you like him or you don't like him. No, I mean, you believe in him or you don't believe in him, it's a person that we like. And I will say something important already today in the intro of today's video, is I hope that at the end of the season, I really hope that at the end of the season, if things will turn bad, which we don't hope, of course, at the moment, but if things will really turn out in a bad way, means we don't qualify to Champions League, Tudor was not able to wake up the team to instill that mentality, that change of behavior, I really, really, really hope that nobody here will trash Tudor. Even if it's not working, even if a lot of people has now a lot of new enthusiasm and expectations, I hope that we will not blame Igor Tudor. I will not blame Igor Tudor. Then, of course, we can do neutral observations. We can, of course, criticize. But I hope that we will not start blaming him and trashing him, because he will not deserve it. Because it's a guy that I think, in terms of facts, and I'm really speaking about facts, not a lot of people would have been able to show us all the facts that he did for the love of Juve. As a player, as a technical staff, and now as a coach. He showed it at multiple times. So I hope that we will keep polite back up Tudor even if things are going bad. Important. Let's accelerate. Ciao Stavros, ciao Maria, ciao Carlo, ciao Sir Raz, ciao James, ciao Ben the Goose. Stavros is there, we have Jake, Mlaggio, Bogdan, grandissimo Steve Cano. Sky isn't the limit because you have even other things over the limit. Mamma mia, attenzione. Poets in the chat. Ciao Salvatore. I give Tudor credit for putting himself at the club disposal on an interim basis. Hopefully he pushed the club minimum objective so that we have plan longer term future with an established coach. That's what I think we all wish, because we wish our coach to do well. If the coach is doing well, that means that the team is doing well. Ciao Tarik, ciao grandissimo Thomas, that is congratulating us for 36,800. Here we have 36,820 Juventini at the moment that are subscribed to the channel, which actually makes me extremely happy, because the last two videos that I recorded, I'm not speaking about the live, the breaking news live, but the last two videos, or the last three videos actually, the one with Mancini first, and then with Tudor, and then the one of this morning, did extremely well. Of course, we lost one because someone decided to make some jokes. You know that you will only go to hell doing these kind of things, but except of that, it's your responsibility. If you want to go to hell, it's your responsibility. I cannot tell you anything about that. But if we're looking at the last videos, we have 6,800 the one of today, 8,500 the one of yesterday, 6,500 the one of the day before, which is really beautiful. Not only because a lot of Juventini discovered the channel and subscribed also to the channel, which gives me a lot of hope that we didn't reach the limit. And like it was said earlier by our friend here, sky isn't the limit. So 36,800 isn't the limit, which makes me really happy, of course. Let me close a bit of things here up. I will leave Twitter open so that we can go towards the news of Twitter in a second. Let me continue to say hello to the people like Carlos Nicoli that we already said goodbye to, or hello to. Ciao Big Dom, thank you for the donation. I'm eager today for Igor Tudor. Nice ring to it. Hopefully he will do well. Hopefully will really do well, but I think that he already did one thing, bringing a new wind of enthusiasm to the supporters that we really needed it. We really needed it. Ciao grande Pavel, ciao Angel M. Why I'm saying hello, of course, I am of course reading your comments and then answering the questions. Ciao Juventus for graphics, ciao grande. Steve Cano, 26 months as a member of the channel, loved watching Tudor's training session today. It was short. I was expecting a bit more. The intro music is kinda dead. Attenzione, he wants a new one. You want a new intro music, guys? You want me to change? Because if Pecci is telling me that, and Pecci, I need to pay attention, because soon I will not be his favorite creator anymore. So I need to do better. Guys. Tell me, Maybe I need to improve. Otherwise, Pecci will not say that I'm his favorite creator anymore. I will be extremely sad. It will be like, need some heavy metal. Mercato is crazy. No, calma. Mercato is crazy. Wait, calma. Things first step by step. No, otherwise we go to... No, we cannot go with Mercato is crazy already on the 24th of March, guys. Even if this season will probably start a bit earlier, because it's true that Mercato will start earlier, officially, 10 days from the 1st of June until the 10th of June before the Club World Cup. GTA, good evening to everyone. Let me read a bit of your comments and answering Clement. All the media are talking about the possible transfer of Huijsen to Real Madrid. You saw, of course, that the Huijsen is in the title of the thumbnail, because we will speak about him, of course. So let me continue. People are saying, I don't regret about selling Huijsen, just another Ogbonna. Oof. Meaning we would have never get the spot with the starting line. Comparing Huijsen with Ogbonna is a tough one. Oh, I didn't say that. Ciao Alessio, ciao grande Alessio, ciao grandissimo Alessio. Omer, do you believe Tudor can really achieve the top four? Don't know how good he is as a coach. I don't believe, honestly, I think it's a really good question because I don't believe that it depends on one man only. That will be too easy. I think that not a lot of people on earth are able to arrive with 9 games to play and with a magic wand changing everything and making sure that everything is sure. You don't have the the exact formula doesn't exist. Otherwise, it would be too easy. You know who are the coaches that are bringing you 10 victories out of the last 10 games, and you know what you do. You start with a coach that is really strong with the beginning of the season. You go with one that is really able to keep the balance in the middle, and you go with the name that is able to win the last 10 games of the season. You have 3 coaches per season, you know, like a bit in a NFL where you have coaches for the defensive side, for the offensive side, and then there is a third coach. I don't know for what reason. No, I don't think that there is a guarantee here to say can he really achieve top 4. If Juventus took him, it was for a lot of reasons, and also because they believe that he can do it, but he cannot do it alone. The first thing that he will need to do is entering the minds and entering the hearts of the players, because if the players until today they had the scapegoat that was Thiago Motta, today Thiago Motta is not there anymore. And I think that from now on, it's not Igor Tudor that will be the first one under observation. He will also be under observation, but he will not be the only one under observation, especially not in the priority list. Because you know the contract of Tudor, for the people that do not know, contract of Tudor is until the end of the season, including the Club World Cup. If he goes into the top 4, his contract is extended, but Juventus can still say, even if he reaches the top 4, we stop. The contract of Tudor for a full season will be 1.8 million. If you want, you can say 2 million euro net, but it's 1.8 million euro. If Juventus decides to not continue with Tudor for next season, even if he reaches top 4, so if he doesn't reach top 4, forget about it. If he reaches top 4, Juventus can say, we don't continue with you. Thank you for what you did, but we have something else in mind. As a fine, already agreed, they will pay 50% of what is agreed. So from that 1.8, it will be 900k, let's say 1 million euro net. 1 million euro net for Juventus to free themselves from Igor Tudor. I think it's not only... But when I'm telling you that he's not the one that is priority observation, I'm speaking about, I see already a lot of people, Giuntoli, Giuntoli as well, but also the players. Because the players, I told you, they had a scapegoat in Thiago Motta. Today, they don't have him anymore. So today, they need to show. A cope manager, if he plays in his position, well, he need to show. A Cambiaso will need to show. Even if today Douglas Luiz and Cambiaso, they trained, not with the coach, they trained in an isolated way, so apart. So hopefully we can recuperate them extremely fast so that they are from the party Juve Genoa. That would be really, really nice to have them, especially Cambiaso, because I can tell you that in the 3-4-2-1 that we are expecting Tudor to play, Cambiaso will be crucial and essential for the 9 remaining games. Because it's not that you have a lot of alternatives in that position. There is not a lot of competition for Cambiaso on that side. Next season, maybe, depending how we play and with what coach we play. So I want to put now the focus on the players a lot. And then another one that is under observation is Cristiano Giuntoli, because before speaking about players, he didn't get along with Allegri. Understandable? Yeah. It's understandable because Giuntoli probably arrived already with the intention to not continue with Allegri. So that he's not building a fantastic relationship with a coach that he wants to sack at the end of the season, we can understand it. But the coach that he has chosen, going against the will of a lot of people in the club that said, Conte, bring Conte. Like a lot of fans of Juve as well that in the summer said, we want Conte. I said, no, I don't want Conte. He was not able to build that relationship. Something broke extremely fast. And that's the second name, this time with one that he has chosen. He has put his word on. And now he cannot go with not creating a relationship with Tudor, because that would be the third one, which is not getting along with. So pay attention to that. Huh? The first thing that I appreciated today, in that first day of Igor Tudor, what we have put here on the title, is that we saw Cristiano Giuntoli next to Igor Tudor. Did you see it? Cristiano Giuntoli there. I think it's the minimum thing that you can do. We are missing half team that will arrive. They will all arrive now because the international break is over, which is really, really, really great. I think tomorrow still England is playing, but Kelly is together with us, so we don't need him. And the only one that will arrive later, I think it's Weston and where? Yeah. I think these are the last one that will arrive. I think. If I'm wrong, let me know. Huh? If I'm wrong, let me know. So he will be under observation for the relationship that he will have with Tudor, but also with how close he will be to Tudor in giving him support to manage the team. That doesn't mean that he will enter the tactical part. He will not go with you need to play like that, you need to play him, you don't. No, that's for Tudor. He is the coach. But helping, backing up the coach, because otherwise, you know what I can tell you? The players, they know. They are watching the channel, they are reading the papers, they are watching other channels, they are informing themselves, they are living the day by day of Juve. If the players, they say, oh guys, you know what? We don't like him. He's a bit too strict. He has too much discipline. He's asking us to run too much. You know what? Let's not qualify to the top 4. He's gone. Ciao. And we go with another one. They don't know who, but we go with another one. And no. Because if there is one thing that I don't appreciate, it's that. And partially this is what happened with Thiago Motta. I'm not saying that the coach was exempted of look at that. You saw? The picture has been posted, but you can also see it in the video. Tudor with Cristiano Giuntoli there. That's for the people that are in the Telegram group. You know it. Raz is taking care of it with a lot of passion. We have also the first reports from the training session from Il Bianconero. Knee problems for Miretti, I saw. He's back to Genoa from the under-21 national team. So, I don't remember what I was saying. It was something important, but I forgot. Giuntoli... Yeah, he did the bare minimum here, in being here. The players. That's what I was saying. So, I would not appreciate it at all. that little game of we don't like the coach, we don't give everything, and I'm not saying that we play against, but needs to stop. Needs to stop immediately. This is absolutely not acceptable because you are not hurting the coach only. You are hurting millions of hearts, of supporters that are living Juve as a passion, as love, as a religion. So that game needs really to stop immediately. And that's why I'm really counting on Cristiano Giuntoli this time for the remaining part of the season to stay there with him and saying, oh, guys, if you're not giving everything, even if the coach is not there next season, probably you will not be there next season neither. And if you're still there, you don't play. Alessio is pissed off with the comment about from Giuntoli about Motta. That's something else, of course, in the heat of the moment. I blame, if I really want to blame today, Cristiano Giuntoli, from what we hear, of course, in percentage, maybe we can do a poll about that. I love that. The first poll of the evening. So, what do you blame Giuntoli the most on? I don't know how to say. 1. Mercato choices. No, Mercato, just Mercato. Mercato. Or team management. And nothing. But sometimes you don't want to blame anything to him. So, the team management, what does that mean? Not the management of the tactical part, but staying close to Motta, backing him up, understanding also when Motta was doing mistakes and taking him aside, not in front of players, of course, and saying, pay attention. That little game of captain will not benefit the team. Can you please choose one? You have 3 games to choose one. Choose one. Anticipating problems. Oh, the dialogues, the communication with that player. Pay attention, because with one player it can be harsh. With the other one you need to be a bit more kind if you want to arrive to the same results for both. But that's not really working. Pay attention, because I feel that there are, what can we do? What can we not do? So that the real management, I'm not saying backing up at 100% Thiago Motta, but at least pretending that he was in front also of players and being there really present, which he was not. That was not the poll. The poll was not who do you blame more, Motta or Giuntoli. The poll is different. So Beppe, it's Day of Hope. Day of Hope is always beautiful. Wait, because there are some messages that I missed. The one of Nico Lotti. Thank you, Nico. Ciao, Beppe. How was your concert yesterday? Well, I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. I can only tell that I love my wife, because my wife said it was a concert that we wanted really to go to with my wife and my son. And my wife said, with all what is happening, if you need to stay home and we go alone with your son, it's okay. It is what it is. It's your job. We cannot, just not being there when there is such an important day. And I said, I really want to go with you, because I don't want to let my family. Sometimes they go at concert alone because I don't like. But this one was really a nice one that we wanted to be together. And I was really happy when I saw that the communication was done simultaneously. So Motta out, Tudor in immediately, because I had really a fun time in spending time with my family, enjoying great music. It was also nice electro music where I could also dance a bit. So it was really, really, really nice. Family moments, fantastic. I loved it. I'm not the biggest concert fan, but that was a really nice one. So thank you, Nico, for taking care of me, or asking at least. Peduglie or Pudie. Pudje. Ciao, my friend. Thank you for becoming a member of the channel. Really, really appreciate it. Look at that. Are we increasing? Yes, we are. And that's always beautiful. Thank you, my friend. Pudje, that became a member, not only subscriber, but also a member of the channel, my friend. Alahamam. Bro, to be honest, I feel that I can breathe again with Tudor. Let's hope the best for him through Juventino. I think that whoever the coach would have been, the feeling of Alamam would have been more or less the same for everyone. Today. On Monday the 24th. And probably also on Tuesday the 25th. And on Wednesday the 26th. Of course, we didn't see him managing the team yet, because the team was not complete today. And we didn't see what is the most important, the field. And only the field will speak. But I can understand, of course, that it was... I believe that we all agreed with Giuntoli on one thing. Because Giuntoli really wanted to stop the relation with Thiago Motta already before the game against Fiorentina. At that moment he couldn't act, but I think we all agreed on then on which coach should have been there at Juve. That's everyone had another opinion and discussion, of course, but I think that we all agreed on that one because it was not sustainable anymore. I said it in the morning video. It was not sustainable anymore. He didn't get along with the players. You saw it today as well. I'm not a huge big fan of everything needs to be done on social media. You are obliged because otherwise. But guys, it's a new era of communication. And today, sometimes the silence is louder than the words. Today, it's not like in the past. In the past, it was Mamma Mia. I don't know why I made it with a Super Mario Bros. Voice, but anyway, Mamma Mia. But in the past, it was like, whoa, look at that. The player took the initiative to spend some time to put a post on social media saying goodbye to a coach or welcome or whatever information. Today, it's when someone is not doing it that it's really loud. Look at today. Danilo, or yesterday. Yesterday, Danilo went out with immediately, boom. I don't agree with the words of my agent. I support Juve. But at the moment, only Bangula immediately, he waited a few hours, but Bangula's first. And then Gleison Bremer hours later. At the moment, that's it in terms of player. Then it could be potentially that all the players, they went there, they send a message on the phone of Thiago Motta, Mister, thank you for what you did. It could be, but today, it's true that if you don't do it, the interpretation is nobody cared. So, but I think, guys, if we stop with the coach, which is not really the tradition of Juve, it means that something was really broken, and things like that are unfortunately not surprising me. But yeah. Daniel White, grandissimo Daniel. If Tudor stays for next season, does Dusan stay? The problem of Dusan is much more complex than only Tudor. It's a player that is out of, first of all, let's say top 4. Top 4 is the most important thing, because you cannot play with a player that is earning 12 million a year net and you are not even participating to Champions League. So we need to participate to Champions League first. Second, that contract renewal is not arriving. If he doesn't extend, guys, he is on the market, and we are the 24th of March. Guys, the clock is ticking. It's financially, it's much more than only Uh, we want him, we like him, we do not like him. It's much more than that. Then on top of that, let's be honest, it's not that he impressed with Thiago Motta. It's not that he impressed with Max Allegri. Then, in life you never know. Tomorrow, it starts with Tudor. It starts Bomba, banging goal, being the starter. Tudor, he says, you know what? From tomorrow, Dusan Vlahovic, because he's saying Vlahovic. Dusan Vlahovic is the captain of the team. Dusan Vlahovic is the captain of the team. Boom. Captain. He starts playing well. He starts scoring goals. He goes to the office of Giuntoli. I'm sorry. I'm young. I learned my lesson. You know what? Let's go. 2 more years on my contract. You put a clause if things are not working of 50 million euro, and I halve my salary. I go with 6, 7. But if we win, I want some huge bonuses. You don't know, huh? You don't know what can happen in life, but it's really complex. It's extremely complex. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think so. Because don't forget also that Tudor spoke about Dusan Vlahovic being the best striker 2 years ago. He didn't say it yesterday. Then that he has consideration for him, yes. And then, on the other side, as soon as Thiago Motta was not the coach of Juve anymore, he scored a goal. And this time he didn't speak. He didn't speak about Juve coaches or whatever after the game, or a way of coaching, or I don't know. He didn't speak at all, which is always good, which I like. Don't speak, show. Grazie, Nor. I don't blame Giuntoli anything he said, because we all said worse. Second, he brought all the players Motta agreed on and wanted. So, of course, I will be ashamed. On that story of... It's not that I agree with you guys, huh? People that can read between the lines, because I will never say #out. That's not my personality, but you know that for really one of the first time of my career as a content creator, I really pushed like, it's time. I don't see any solution. If Juventus, they don't believe in it, it's even disrespectful. So let's change. If we need to do it now, more than after. But I don't agree with he agreed on all the players. We don't know 100%. We don't know 100%. This is what they told us. Always. We were together. I don't think that he agreed on certain players that arrived in the winter, because he had other names in his mind, and these players didn't arrive. When he wants Calafiori, because he knows what it is, and Giuntoli is trying for Calafiori, but it doesn't bring him, and we go for Todibo, and Todibo doesn't come, and we go with Kalulu. That has been great, huh? So we were lucky also with Kalulu. But I don't agree with he agreed on everything. That's what they tell us, which is totally normal. And I think also that's every club that is working with a sporting director, chief of football, and a coach, they are obliged to tell you we all agreed on everything, especially in the beginning of a relationship, in the beginning of the season. What do you expect them to say in a press conference? And no, I don't agree. What a bullshit job they did. I didn't want Douglas Luiz. I didn't want Koopmeiners. I didn't want this player. So I don't really 100% agree with that one. Then it could be that he agreed on everything, but these are things that we will never know. We will never know. The only thing that we can know for sure is that one day he answered the question of a journalist saying, did I already ask for a player to stay? Yes, I did, but they didn't listen to me. He never said that it was about Giuntoli or it was in the past, but he was referring that these are things that happens and we will never know until when. No, but it's true. Of course they can't be honest. It's impossible to be honest, Dave. Which is totally normal, guys. Huh? Imagine press conference. Thiago Motta, Mercato is closed. You already won 2 games. We are playing against Roma tomorrow. It's the end of the Mercato. Can you rate the Mercato? After 2 games, fantastic games. Oh, guys, I did what I do. I did what I had to do with the players that I had at disposal, with a lot of next-gen players like Bangula that nobody knew. We were lucky that he started really well. We have Savona with the team. I was expecting other players because I'm not happy. Giuntoli didn't do what I wanted. With that team, forget about top 4, probably will arrive 10th. Max. I don't believe that. Guys, that would be extremely strange. Extremely strange. I don't think that he would have survived the second game. Ostab. Beppe, thank you, my friend. I will devote this moment to say a big thank you to you because this season for me as a Juventino has been super hard. You made this journey easier. Thank you, Ostab. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you for that beautiful message. Now, this has been one of the most difficult seasons to explain to all of you because I believed in it. I believed in it. Not in winning the Scudetto. I told you since day one I don't believe in winning the Scudetto. But I really believed in a good season, in a really solid season of Juve, at least having built enough to start 25-26 really thinking or being convinced I want to do again that prediction of Serie A and putting Juventus at first spot. This is what I really, really, really believed in. That this season we would have done enough to be confident for next season to win things. So I really, really believed in Thiago Motta. I believed in and you know that I was a big fan of Allegri. So imagine me, a big fan of Allegri, and not of how he was interpreting some parts of the game. But for me, being that convinced of someone that is totally different as Allegri, it has been a big slap on my face. Really, a lot. A lot, and I will not blame Motta only. No, I blame players, I blame Motta, I blame the management for all other reasons. But of course, you have one coach that is paying for it, and it's Thiago Motta, that according to me has a lot of things to be blamed about, and it's a pity. But no, I can return the comment. Thank you guys, because this is, I believe that you made my journey a bit easier. Even if you remember after the Fiorentina game, I took 2 days where I disappeared from the channel because I couldn't anymore. Sometimes it's better. And you see, you think it's strange or not? Do you think it's from the moment that I really took, because it happened in the past that I was sick, I didn't record for 2 days, or that I was on a holiday and I didn't record for 2 days. It didn't happen a lot, but it's the real first time that I really said, I don't record because it hurts, because I have too much thing to say. I cannot structure. I cannot. It's too much. I give up for 2 days before coming back, and that's the week where they change a coach. Because I think if I, personally, Beppe, arrive into that point, if they push me that far, it really means that it was time, and they did. Mohamed Youssef, Habibi, he's back. Oh, I love when Mohamed is back because sometimes I miss you, Mohamed. I know that you have a work, that you have a job, and not always you are able to participate, especially this season, or maybe you gave up as well on Thiago Motta a long time ago. But I'm happy. Thank you. Also, the people, I'm sure that they will be extremely happy with your fantastic, generous donation. The support is always there. Who received a membership? It's Shalfa, Turkey, Adriano Gardogno, Dr. Wills, 1. We have Matt Tilly, Naveen, Dybala, Killer 21. We have Daniel Iliev, Matteus, Emerson, and Ghostface Gigi. All received a membership from our brother Mohamed Youssef. Thank you, my friend. Really, really, really appreciate it. Mohamed Youssef is also extending 41 months and also writing a message. The rebuild process has been very long, and the uncertainty was huge. We need a magical moment, not only hard work to bring the glory back again. I think we need true leaders in the squad to speed it up. Let's hope, Juve. Unfortunately, you cannot. I will take this one away because it's taking really the screen too much. I will just put this one here. But you cannot buy magical moments. It's not on Netflix on demand or Amazon Prime or HBO or Disney Plus. By the way, if one of them wants to sponsor the channel, they're always welcome. But you cannot on demand buying magical moments. These things happen because stars are aligned, because it's the moment. Like it happened in 2011, 2012 with Antonio Conte. You have at that moment, you have a first year experience of Andrea Agnelli that was there to observe, to understand, put his cards where he needed to put them, taking the responsibility to take a young coach like Conte with a lot of Juventinità, a new stadium, a ceremony that entered the hearts of the tifosi, but also from the players that were there when they are speaking about it. They're still speaking about it with a lot of, how do you say, goosebumps. You have a magical moment, I believe the 5th game or something like that of the season against the title holders Milan, where I was there in the stadium. I watched that game where you push for 87 minutes, where you dominate them, you trash them, but it's still 0-0. You are hitting the bar, the post, goalkeeper is doing saves, and that ball doesn't want to enter. And you have that magical moment that is coming from the sky with a ball that is coming to Marquisio with a boom boom. A brace in 2 minutes was incredible. Magical moments like that are unfortunately not on demand. Can magic happen? Yes, it can. But I think that sometimes you need to provoke magic. You need to provoke magic. You need to attract magic. And not looking at the destiny and challenge it and saying, I'm stronger than you or not. You need to attract it. That's super important, I think. I really think that. The Abbiati error. Yeah, I know it was in the Curva Nord. I was there in Curva Nord with my father, my 2 brothers, with an uncle. There was a cousin. We were a lot, and we were really a lot. Ciao Beppe, just joining. Something new with Huijsen. Yeah, we'll speak. We didn't speak about it yet. So we will enter the Huijsen topic now. But first of all, before Huijsen, I wanted to ask, do you have other questions about the first day of Igor Tudor that we spoke a lot about? Huh? We spoke a lot about Thiago Motta as well. We spoke about Giuntoli, and it's not over. We'll continue to speak about Giuntoli in a second. But are there still observation things? I didn't tell you. Why I said ciao belli e brutti. You know why I said that? because this is actually, ciao belli e brutti, is how George Weah was saying hello back then, the 90s. Ciao belli, ciao brutti, ciao belli e brutti. Hello beautiful and hello uglies. And his son, Timothy Weah, last season, not this season, last season, so when he has been presented, this is how he said hello. Do you remember these moments? Here. Ciao a tutti, belli e brutti. This is how Timothy Weah. You will tell me, Beppe, what are you speaking about? Why are you speaking about Timothy Weah from July 2023? It's because today in the training session, when you listen really carefully, you will hear Igor Tudor, when he's welcoming his players, saying exactly the same. Ciao a tutti, ciao belli, ciao brutti. Which is nice, because he didn't play with Papa Weah, because Weah was at Milan. But it was a really famous quote back then from Serie A, from Calcio, something that was viral, that a lot of people were using. So it brings you back to that magical Serie A moments that were just incredible. Incredible. I received a message from an extremely, extremely strange number that says hello, but it's, guys, it's like midnight. Huh? They're saying hello, it's the postman, the one that is delivering. Your package is too big for a delivery. We ask you to reschedule it. As far as I know, I didn't order anything, or maybe it's one of you that is sending me a huge big gift. I don't know what, but my package is too big. They're telling me. I know, but of course it's scam. Of course it's scam, guys. Of course it's scam. Bonjour, c'est le facteur. He's really funny. Bonjour, c'est le facteur. Like at midnight. Oh, c'est le facteur. Maybe Sasha is right. It's Motta, sent to you by Giuntoli. Okay, guys. Because that's the beautiful moment of the entr'acte, the break between one topic and the other. Let's say you have the opportunity to drink a coffee with Motta without cameras, without microphones, and you can, because he's in a hurry, but he says, I will be totally honest, totally open. What is the question that you would ask Igor Tudor? One question to Igor Tudor. One. I will, by the way, I end the poll now. Poll with 10% of the people that said we have nothing to blame Giuntoli. 38% are saying Mercato. 51% are saying team management. I kind of agree with that, guys. I kind of agree with that. Yeah. So what is the question? Sasha would ask if Giuntoli bullied him and is the reason the players hate him so much. Andy's pissed off. Carlo, you never know. Igor, do we get to win this time? But the question is not to Igor, it's to Thiago Motta. Thiago Motta, not to Tudor. Did I said it wrong? Is it my fault? It's my responsibility. Did I mess up again? To Motta. The question is to Motta. I said Tudor. I messed up. I'm sorry. I said it again. If you have the opportunity, without microphones, without camera, a one-on-one coffee with Motta, Thiago Motta, and you can ask him one thing. Yeah, it's a big one. I don't know if you will have time to explain. You need to be more precise. That's already closer to a question that he could answer quite fast. What is the moment? I will start that one because I want to come back on the question of Don V. Did you ever had the authority over and respect of the squad? Why the sad face, Motta? Thiago, are you co-manager engaged now? If he was insane, why did you hate Kier and Dusan and Fagioli so much? What happened to Fagioli? I think personally that if I had the opportunity, really, to sit with Thiago, this is absolutely not a question that I would answer because I know. What am I missing in that story? 10% of the story? Maybe one small fight here or one here or... But we know, guys. We know. That will not change my... We know, guys. Do you need milk or sugar? Ask Thiago, why were you so stubborn? I have partially an answer on that one. Guys, you want a exclusive story? I can tell you. You know that, and Saraz will confirm in the chat, of course, because that there is one thing that I blamed Thiago Motta a lot on, and I will tell you also Giuntoli about something that will come back in a second. But probably what I blame Thiago Motta the most about is the inability today to close an eye. And the inability to close an eye is something that is extremely important for a manager. For the bigger picture, for closing an eye is extremely important. This is what I blamed Motta a lot in his young career. But, of course, this is my opinion. Today I had the opportunity to ask that question to someone close to Thiago Motta. But I can tell you who it is. It is Alessandro Campagna, that is a coach of a volleyball team in Italy that knows him personally. He knows Thiago Motta personally. He's a friend of him. He spoke with him a lot of time because it's a friend of him. And today I had the opportunity to ask that question to Alessandro Campagna. This is a coach, but it's not a young coach. He's already a bit older. Let me check a bit. Wait. It's here. Do you have a better picture? Here we go. Alessandro Campagna. So you see, it's a bit already an older person. Sandro Campagna, born in '63, so he knows how to manage. Guys, medal record. Olympic Games 92, World Champions, European Champions, guys, is someone big. So I had the opportunity to ask that question, and the first thing that he did was a bit taking his time smiling, but not that big smile, a mini smile. A bit like the reaction of, that's a really great question that you're asking. And probably you just hit the target with that question. Because the question was, do you think that the inability, the fact that he was not able to close an eye on some situation for the bigger picture has put Thiago in a lot of problems? So when I asked that question, smiled a bit, and then he said, we spoke about that with Thiago. Thiago asked me about that. When do you close an eye? When you don't close an eye? Because that has been something extremely difficult. And I don't blame Thiago today, especially when he was 41, because Mr. Campagna didn't give me a timeline when he said that. Could be in the beginning of the season, could be even before the first training session. Yeah, it's water polo, guys. Sorry, I said volleyball, but it's water polo. But this is a mistake that a lot of young coaches are doing. Because you have your vision, because you have your rules, because you have this, you take everyone for the same. And what am I saying? I thought that closing an eye was something that was really explicit, that everyone could understand, but apparently not. Closing an eye means sometimes things are happening that should not happen, but you do as if you didn't see them. I will give you an easy example, stupid example. You say that I don't know, training session starts at 9 a.m. But 9 a.m., everyone needs already to be in the circle where the ball is, in that circle of the field. 9 a.m. latest, okay? And for example, you have the last player that is coming, and he arrives at 9 a.m. and 30 seconds in the circle. Well, it's a really stupid example, huh? But a coach that is not closing any eye, turning a blind eye is apparently the right example. Will say, oh, today you don't train with the team because you are late. You see? Today I had a really beautiful example also for Sandro Campagna that said, if you have Ronaldo and you have Fagioli, Ronaldo Fagioli, what are you blaming Ronaldo and what are you blaming Fagioli are two total different things. On Ronaldo, you blame that he arrives 1 minute late. Why? Because Ronaldo is seen by the entire team as the example in terms of behavior, in terms of aura, in terms of things. You blame him about that, about his role of leader, of example. You go and you blame him and you say, you were late and this cannot happen anymore. But you don't blame Ronaldo about the fact that he missed the control of a ball. He missed a goal. He missed a movement of positioning because Ronaldo makes sure that you are winning game. Because the palmarès of Ronaldo speaks for himself. Because Ronaldo knows for sure when he is doing a mistake. On the other side, Fagioli, if he arrives 1 minute late, you can turn a blind eye and you can say, I didn't see it, but you will blame Fagioli when he will miss a control. when I'm saying Fagioli, it's because I'm speaking about the time of Ronaldo Fagioli, when Fagioli was probably the youngest one. And this is the example of a bit of Alessandro Campagna. But I'm telling you that for what reason? Because probably Federico Gatti said something and he lost the captain band and he didn't receive it anymore because Cambiaso said something and at a certain moment it was over between the relationship because Vlahovic spoke in the post game of Serbia, and from that moment on it was over with Vlahovic being obliged to play him because there was nobody else. And these are things that you need to pay attention to when you're a young coach, that sometimes you need to, especially in front of the group, then you can take them aside and you can say, look, I didn't appreciate, because you need to be transparent. But that's extremely important to be able to have that ability. And that's something that I learned extremely fast when I was a manager, because someone told me, if you go that way on everything, sometimes you will lose the bigger picture and you will focus on these little details. And you know what you will do at the end? You will, how do you say that? You will cut into your own veins. I don't know if it's an expression that exists in English or not. You will actually cut into your own veins doing that, because you will hurt yourself at the end. Because if you have 3-4 of your best possible players and you put them, all of them, out for something that is not the end of the world. Look at Aston Villa. He decides to go with no players on the bench. Do you remember? He decides to go with 0 extra players on the bench. Only 3. He didn't call up because he said, no, for me it's meritocracy. I don't want to do numbers. Which on a European stage, the boomerang in return of image is a disaster. It's a disaster. Digging your own grave. Today I'm learning. I'm like a sponge. Of course, in 5 minutes I will have forgotten, but and now we will go towards the Huijsen topic. I will ask him what actually happened between him and the players that made it. It's a good question, of course, but it's a tough one, because I don't know if you can really point out something, It's an accumulation of things. When I said that I wanted to start that question earlier from Dunvey, when did it start to go bad? Guys, what is the moment where you think it started to go bad? I have a clear, at least for me, I have a clear moment where I said, c'est fini. It's over. Bremer injury, yeah, from Alessio. When Danilo was kicked out for Jack Passy. Cambiaso, Danilo out. All those ties in a row. I go with Stavros. For me, this was the moment where I said it's over. It's not the first moment. This was for me, it's over. When Bremer is injured in Leipzig and we understood that the season was over, I knew it would have been extremely difficult because we are not in Mercato session, etc. But I would not have expected to see such a regression. I thought, okay, he's not there. We'll try to do with what we have and maybe it will be more difficult, but I was really not thinking like this. For me, the Milan game in Saudi, maybe because I was there, it could be, and I saw it with my eyes, but that was the moment where I said, it's over. It's over. because I saw a real lethargic coach that was just watching his team waiting for being eliminated. Really, yeah? I was extremely shocked by seeing it with my own eyes. But guys, if you go in my video that I did from the stadium the day after and when I came back from Saudi, this was huge, guys. This was huge. It was not, guy. I'm not asking an Antonio Conte on the bench or someone. That's not what I'm asking. But when you see your team like that without reaction, and it happened so many times, the Napoli second half, where it's 2-1, it was really, according to me, that's not, this is the end, where I said it's over. It's over. According to me. But that means that it was already like that a bit earlier because you arrived there. Cindy, that is saying, just a reminder, I'm very new to soccer and to your channel. I'm smiling because we don't say soccer here, but it's a word that is accepted, of course. We have a huge big fan in huge big audience in USA. So, but we never say soccer here. I am so grateful for you. You teach me a lot about the game. Question: who would be your dream coach and why? What a question. I'm laughing because the last time that I said the last time that I answered that question was like 2 years ago, and I said Thiago Motta. It's the real first time that I expressed myself with so much conviction. But it was, in all fairness, it was before the trend Motta. Before he did well with Bologna, I said Motta. Mamma mia. And it's there in one of the worst coaches in our history. So it's really difficult to me to answer that question. I have people that went under my videos, not that loyal people, but some people went under my videos saying, "Bah, you don't want Mancini. Who cares? Because you wanted Motta. Nobody is listening to you. Nobody cares about what your opinions are, etc., etc." It was really funny, but I deserved it because I went all in for Motta, and what a disaster. So, no, I can tell you who I don't want, but my dream coach. No. You know who's my dream coach? The one that will make me win again. Until then, I will say silence about dream coaches. But regardless of that, I'm extreme. Yeah, I always said Klopp. I always said Klopp is a coach that I love, but I say also Klopp being conscious that there is zero chance for him to come. No, Zidane is not my dream coach in this Juve. But Zidane would have been my dream coach in 2003, in 2006, in 2014. In these huge, big winning Juve, Zidane would have been a dream coach. He was not coach yet in 2003, but you see the type of teams that I would have loved Zidane to be the coach about, but not today. Today, Zidane is not the dream coach I have. No. Yeah, but look. Marcello Lippi was a master of turning an eye blind. Okay, I prefer closing an eye. I prefer closing an eye. He was a goat of that. And when he was speaking about play, he was not speaking a lot about individuals, Marcello. But when he was speaking about the less gifted players. but no, you can say soccer, Cindy. You can say whatever you want. We are happy to have you here. So, but you know who was a player that when Lippi spoke about players, a player that he mentioned. There were like two, three players that he mentioned. There was one of them. Who was that player that I'm speaking about? That Lippi was, when he was mentioning a player, he was speaking about him. It was easy, guys. It was easy. No, Tudor. He was speaking a lot about Tudor. Well, a lot, no. He was nearly never speaking about individuals. But when he did, he loved to speak about Tudor. Yeah, Tudor. You know, a lot of people, Andy will confirm that he's in the chat here. A lot of people have an alternated image of Tudor because of that fantastic goal that you watched probably a million times against Deportivo. Other big games at Juve. A goal against Leverkusen that I remember by heart like that. You remember a lot of these important, big, beautiful games of Tudor. But Tudor was not the best player. You know, if you tell me make a best 11 of Juve plus 11 subs, I will not put Tudor there in terms of ballistic capacities. You know, he was a good player. Pay attention, I never said he was bad. He was a good player. Yeah, maybe, yeah. A Gatti that was playing in a winning, strong Juve. A Gatti that was playing in a really winning, strong Juve. I think it's a good reference. Not the way of playing, that's not that, but he was not the best defender of the world. He was not the... But he had that thing, the love for Juve, that grinta, that spirit of saying, I want more, I can do more, I will surpass myself. It was such important. Such important. Yeah. Because at the end, if you're looking at, the game that he played in Serie A, at the end he had a lot of injuries as well. But 2,000 minutes in season 2000-2001 is the most that he played in a season. But other than that, it's way less than that. So it was a really great team player, a good player. No, it's not. It's absolutely not a Rugani. They are totally different. Rugani and Tudor are totally different. Tudor was one that said, I don't accept being on the bench. If I am there, it's because I don't deserve to start, but I will fight to start, and I will show you that the next game I am a starter. It's totally different. You cannot Rugani, and with all the respect to Rugani, this is a different type of player that gave a lot of availability, of trust to Juve there when we needed him, and he did fantastically great in the last 3 years. When he entered, it was someone that was really reliable, but it was not much more than a Padoin. Much more than a Padoin. He was someone that was unbeatable in terms of grinta. I think that in terms of grinta, the name Gatti is really a beautiful name in terms of comparison. That will of is different. It's totally different. Okay, I need to speak to you about a backstage story that can be important one. for about Huijsen management, ownership. But if you want to know, you will have to wait 2 minutes, the time that I go to the bathroom, and then I come 2 minutes. Huh? It's not long. 2 minutes, and then I tell you the story about Huijsen. If you want to know, of course. Huh? Give me 2 minutes. I'm back. Didn't last long, huh? Didn't last long. Didn't last long. In the meanwhile, Andrew McCann is there, a new member on the channel. Let me also see the count of subscribers on the channel. That grew a bit. That's always nice. So you're all waiting for, of course, the backstage story about Dean Huijsen's backstage story. Wait. Because in the meanwhile, while I was away, Hassan Mohammed offered 5 memberships to the chat. I didn't even see it. I couldn't say thank you, but really appreciate it, my friend. To Juve Cornercast, to Dimansi, to Jordanis, to EP, and to Arthur, randomly chosen by the computer, by the YouTube. I don't know how they do it, but fantastic. Thank you. Really, really, Hassan Mohammed. Really appreciate it, my friend. Really. Let me tell you that story. Okay. Dean Huijsen, you know him really well. I can tell you from what I heard that some people in the high management ownership are not happy. Are not happy with the situation in Huijsen about him finishing on the front pages of Spanish papers, playing extraordinarily well with the national team of Spain. The voices, Real Madrid, big clubs could be sold for, I'm not saying 90 million euro, but 50, 60 after one season at Bournemouth. And they are not happy at all about how the situation has been dealt with by Cristiano Giuntoli. They are not happy at all. Because when you see a 19 years old that is having all that media coverage, and that was yours, and you didn't understand that whatever happened, you had to keep him, then you failed. You failed because that means that your judgment on that player was wrong. That Dean Huijsen was a talent, nobody put that in doubt. Not Giuntoli. Motta had not a lot of things to say about that. He didn't even meet the guy nearly. But nobody could put in doubt that Huijsen was a talent. Myself, I told you that for the people that are loyal and that are here since long, you know that I always said that Dean Huijsen was, according to me, from the new generations of next-gen players, not even because he was the best one. I rated back then Huijsen as even better than Kenan Yildiz in my ranking of potential players that could arrive world star. And I don't change that, huh? Thank you, Abai. At least I always said number one position, Huijsen. Yeah, that's how I rank them. Exactly. Huijsen, Yildiz, Nonje. Nonje didn't make it for one reason, guys. Huh? The head. This is something that I cannot predict, of course. The maturity, the head. The other two are making it. One received the number 10 at Juve. The other one is on all the front pages. But if I'm able to see it, I think that Juve is much more aware and much more stronger. Soulé was already in first team, so I was speaking already. I was anticipating already. I was going towards the next ones. Soulé was already there. I spoke really well about Soulé, but I was already speaking about the next one that didn't arrive yet with the first team. And these were the three that actually, these were the three that last season were promoted in the first team. The three of them, Huijsen, Yildiz, and Nonje. So everyone knew about the talent. But if you sell him for 15, 16, 17, I don't know exactly how much at the end, but it's there, between 15, 17 million euro to Bournemouth. It means one thing, that you said he will be good. Yeah, because we know that he will be good, but by the time that he will be at the level people will already have forgotten about Huijsen. That's what you did. If you sell him for, yeah, indeed, 15.2 million to plus 10% of the future resale, if I'm not wrong. If you sell him to Bournemouth with 15 million, it means that you did a mistake in terms of the timing of his growth. You were expecting it, yes, but not that fast. Because of a Roma experience, where at Roma, if we are all honest, and I watched the game of Roma because I was really curious to see him playing, he didn't play that great at Roma. Yes, he scored a fantastic goal. Yes, he did 2-3 beautiful passes where the talent is there. But he didn't do that well at Roma. In the 6 months that he was there, he didn't do that wow. He did a lot of mistakes still. And Juve missed on the time that he was at Roma, the mistakes that he did, that Dean could have already learned that fast from the mistakes that he did in avoiding them to do them. But guys, speaking about Kelly makes no sense now, because now it's easy, of course, because he was not there anymore. And we all know the situation. Kelly was not the priority target. It's the one that arrived on the 3rd of February, on the last day. And we were even afraid that we would have been able to sign him. Then, of course, this is what annoys also the ownership, that we have a Kelly today, that we spent money on, more money than for what Huijsen has been sold. But I'm speaking about back then. The biggest blame is not Kelly. The biggest blame is you didn't understand the velocity, the timing that he could become Huijsen, that we were all expecting him to become. And this is something that is not okay. When I told you, and I said I want to come back on that closing an eye, turning an eye blind. When I told you that, it's not only on Thiago Motta, for all what we said earlier on, but also on Cristiano Giuntoli. What happened? Rob, I missed yours. I will read it. Rob. So let me finish the Huijsen, and then I will read your super chat. So that ability of turning an eye blind was also not a skill that Cristiano Giuntoli mastered, especially on that case, because we all know it. Huijsen has been sold for 2 reasons. First, because we needed money, but that's not even the biggest reason. The biggest reason is that Ego said, you didn't respect Juve, you didn't respect us, the management, by actually putting yourself in between the deal that you agreed on as well, to go to Frosinone, to insist and to go to Roma, which means that you are a player that lack at the moment a bit of loyalty, that do not understand what it is to be at Juve, if you really push to go to Roma, being seduced by Mourinho, where you didn't even do that well. Then at the end, and probably it would have been more beneficial if you were at Frosinone, where you would have played every single game from the beginning to the end. That means that in 1 year, 2 years, with a bit of playing time, when we will really count on you, you will leave, because you will knock at the door with a salary increase request, or being extremely difficult to manage, because if at 18, 19 you are already extremely difficult to manage, with the pressure from your entourage, the management, the family, the father, it makes no sense, because we know that we cannot count on you. And I totally agree with that. Because it's correct and it's true. And I don't believe that Dean Huijsen would have stayed extremely long at Juve. If we know the player, a player that went with the Netherlands while feeling Spanish, went with the Netherlands until he had that opportunity to go to Spain, and that's the moment where he goes to Spain without any regret, without second thoughts, which is maybe even correct if you feel yourself Spanish and that's your dream and that's how you consider yourself. Absolutely yes. But in the meanwhile, you used the Netherlands. So it's not an easy one to manage. Huh? It's absolutely not an easy one to manage. So I can understand all of that. But on the other side, when you have a player like that, you needed to go, to sit, to speak, to let him understand that he did a mistake, that we didn't forget about it, that with Bremer, with Calafiori, that should have arrived by the, or with a Tomori, where he would not have been the starter, like he was not at Bournemouth when he started the season. Huh? But you had to keep him one more season. At the end, he would have played this season. At the end, he would have played this season, probably more than even at Bournemouth. And the management are not appreciating that situation at all. Especially because we didn't sell him for 50 million. Huh? And why am I telling you all of that? Because if we know that the support, and you voted for it, the team management of Giuntoli lacked the relationship with Allegri, the relationship with Thiago Motta didn't work. The fact that I saw Apex earlier writing, hey, he brought Douglas Luiz, he brought... these are things that I'm not even blaming him. Actually, I praise him for Douglas Luiz, because Douglas Luiz was something that was about to collapse, and he was able, if not McKennie, to bring in Barrenechea, Ealing Jr. in that deal that was at the end with the two players that were gone, that are at the moment not Dean Huijsen, not Kenan Yildiz. I think it's for one of the best midfielders of Premier League, that didn't miss any game, that was playing game in, game out with intensity, scoring goals, assists, etc. I think it's really something that we have to praise for. Then that it didn't work, that's the management of why didn't it work. If you see that your investment, that is Douglas Luiz, is not working for something else than injuries, then you need to act. Then you need to act and you need to make it work. The one of Koopmeiners, of course, is something to be blamed, because you wait until the last day of Mercato to pay actually what Atalanta asked for since the first day of transfer market. Not for the player. At the end, we can blame today because it's not working. But Apex is saying which one of Giuntoli's investment worked. A lot of his investment worked. At today, we can say that the season of Di Gregorio is a good season. We can say that the season of Thuram is a good season. Kalulu is a good season. Cabal, until he played, was a beautiful surprise. Renato Vega is a beautiful intuition of going for a player like that. Conceição, that dropped in the end, and let's see how we'll finish, is a good, if you sign him, and if he stays, can be a good one. What we can blame is overspending for Nico Gonzalez, is not being able to decrease the price and letting Koopmeiners arrive in the beginning of the Mercato. Yeah, but that they didn't work on these players. The three players that we are blaming Giuntoli on today, these three players are players that I will not blame him for the names. For the price tag, yes, Koopmeiners and Nico, not Douglas Luiz. That they didn't work. Why didn't they work? Because of Motta, because of themselves, because of Giuntoli that couldn't give support to Motta to make them work. Maybe Giuntoli said, oh, you need to make him work, huh? Koopmeiners. At the end, Thiago Motta didn't make it work. We will see. Then what I blame Giuntoli on, of course, is the fact that you didn't sign a striker until the month of January, that you waited in the month of January, not bringing in defenders until the 3rd of February. There are a lot of things that we can blame Giuntoli. Yeah? I agree with that. A bit less on the 3 big names that, according to me, were 3 certainties of at least these will work. The other ones were probably things where we had doubts, where we didn't know, where we had to be a bit more patient. But honestly, no. Anyway, the management was not happy about that particular situation. Not about Sule, not about Barrenetxea, Ealing, and the other youngster that we sold, but on that situation they were not happy at all. That's something that I needed to tell you, because on top of team management, on top of the Thiago Motta situation, that's adding up in something that will also be monitored for the future of Cristiano Giuntoli. I think it's important that I say that to you, because I'm sure you want to know. Pay attention, because we have some extensions of membership, and then also the question of Rob. Move it 9 months. We lost Man Antoniozzi. What about our scouting area? It's an extremely, extremely good question, even if Manna was not a scout anymore. Toniozzi a bit less, but these two were the fantastic duo that brought us all these young players, especially a Toniozzi that had so much and great relationship with a lot of youngsters. Baggio, grande Roberto. Fitness and medical staff issues, coach related? I don't think so. I would love to say yes, but I don't think so, because it happened with Allegri, it happened with Pirlo, it happened with Allegri before, it happened with Sarri, it happened with a lot. It happened with the J Medical that we entirely changed. This is a unanswered question, unfortunately. Matthew, are you Igor to see what Tudor can do? But you know that I know already what he can do. I answer seriously to a funny comment from Matthew. Thank you, my friend. But I know already what he can do. He's an exceptional caretaker, because that's what he did a lot. Huh? Arriving to teams, boom, 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 3-4 simple rules. We go, and then we go with high pressing, with intensity, with giving everything with the heart and believe, and entering the head of the players. With a clear way of playing as well. But so I know what he can do. Am I curious to see how far he can do it with a team like Juve, especially because I have been disappointed in a lot of players this season. And also, to answer Apex, yes, I have been disappointed a lot in Koopmanners, in Douglas Luiz, in Dusan Vlahovic, in a lot. So yes, I'm really curious what he can do. And to finally being able to say, okay, these players, they can do it or they cannot do it. There we go, guys. I tell you, honestly, between you and me, if Tudor is not able to wake these guys up, the ones that are not able to be awake with Tudor, they don't deserve to be at Juve. Whoever it is, players that are not able to give everything with Igor Tudor, that means that you are not Juve material. This is a test for all of them. You're not able to, ciao. That should be the rule. Whoever the coach will be next year, whoever it will be. It's not about, I like Conte, I like Mancini, I like Gasperini, he will more work with him or with him. No. The fundamentals, if you are not able to fight for 9 games with Igor Tudor, you will never be able to do it with whatever coach is coming. So it's not a question of coach, it's a question of attitude, behavior, and having what it takes to wear the shirt of Juve. Rob, that was the question that I didn't read earlier. Thank you, my friend. So good evening, Beppe. Top 5 Tudor memories. Of course, you will have that fantastic goal against Deportivo. That is one. You have a semi-final against Real Madrid in Champions League. It was a big one, guys. That's a really, 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 really big one. Um, Unfortunately, we lose the final, but that was a really big one, super important one. So Real Madrid, uh, Deportivo La Coruña is another one. Uh, I remember a game where he entered as a striker in Coppa Italia without being able to tell you immediately um, which game it was. So that's the third moment. But he entered as a striker. It was really funny. It was really funny. So, Deportivo, Real Madrid, the game where he entered in Coppa Italia as a striker that I remember, but I don't remember which game it was. Then I will tell you guys, I will tell you two other moments. The moment still players related that I said this morning in a video. When I told you that he was at the end of his career because of a lot of injuries. And to stay in the team, he decided to accept or to go with a pay cut. So just to stay with Juve, hoping of course that he would heal, he decided to take a pay cut. And then the fifth, head coach of Hajduk Split is paying with his own money to go to Juve, where I can tell you from sources that even if he has been emarginated, so he has been pushed away, not accepted that much by Pirlo, that was with his assistant at the end, it didn't work that well, the relation Tudor Pirlo, and I think that was a big own goal by Pirlo, not relying on Tudor as a vice. But I can tell you from real sources that we win that Coppa Italia against Atalanta. That was a crazy game. A lot thanks to Tudor, that acted as a real coach into that final. This is something that I already said here on the channel a few times, but I really wanted to repeat. Yeah, that year of him coming back, staying silent in accepting that he was not the one chosen by Pirlo at the end to really be his right hand, and finding back towards the end the motivation to give us that trophy, because he did a lot for that trophy. And then, of course, the cherry is now the guy is jumping in his car, 10 hours of driving to come to La Continassa, accepting an interim contract that is, he has more to lose than to win. Honestly, he has more to win than to lose. So bravo. I would put 6 moments. Thomas Maklouf, 41 months. Thank you, my friend. We need more ex-players to become coaches. Let me also say hello to our friend Leo Ray. Ciao, my friend. I'm not sure about that, Thomas. I am not sure about that. But at the end, if you're looking, 95% are ex-players. Some did great, some less good, some less good players. Like, for example, Simone Inzaghi and Pippo Inzaghi. Who was the one that you remember as a player? Pippo Inzaghi. Simone was not bad, Was not bad. But it's Simone Inzaghi that overshadowed him. And then you see the reverse, Simone Inzaghi, what he's doing as a coach, and you see Pippo. So, you see, it's not always the best players that become the best coaches. On the other side, for me, having too many of my idols from back then that becomes coaches and then that fail. Look now, Thiago Motta, I never really considered him, and that's a battle that I have, ex-Inter, because also speaking with a lot of Inter friends, they all told me, yeah, he was there for 3 seasons. He was there part of the project, but when we won the treble, but it's not like Cambiaso, it's not like Zanetti, it's not like Galante, or a lot of players that are real Inter. Thiago Motta has never been that, and also because he doesn't consider that Inter is his Milito. He's more a Barcelona PSG, especially Barcelona school, where he grew up. So, but if, let's say, if he was a Juve legend, could have been, let's say it was Palladino is not even considered that much as a Juve legend, but I would love to tell you a name like that now, but imagine if it was Del Piero. Imagine if it was Del Piero that did what Thiago Motta did. Pirlo is actually one of the Pirlo is nearly actually one of the best examples. Pirlo is one of the best examples. Super enthusiast, loved by, welcomed. He totally failed. Pirlo, yeah, Pirlo. We already had the situation. So more, stay away from coaching. Really stay away from coaching. Montero was a disaster, but Montero didn't receive that backlash because he coached Juve Next Gen, which a lot of Juventini, they don't care at all about. No, we didn't fail Pirlo. Pirlo failed himself, guys. Pirlo failed himself. That's not. I know that you love to change the narratives, but it's not true. Pirlo has been appreciated by a part of the fans 2-3 years later. 2 years later. Continuing with Thomas, I'm not sure, Thomas. I am not sure. Because look at Giuntoli, the first initial video. Nearly I was about to cry about joy. Mamma mia. Juventino like him. He was a kid. He was traveling with his father to go to the games. I said, this Juventinità, that's what we needed. I think it's a important plus point. If you're surrounded by a real Juve environment, we don't need a coach that is obliged to have had a past as a Juve player. Of course, if you're missing it in management, and on top of that, you are not, and you don't have the players, and the only players that maybe understand a bit what it is, you're putting them away, well, then, of course, you miss a lot. Then you miss a lot, and then it can only go wrong. Then, yeah. Guys, 2 hours of live. I hope you enjoyed. I saw already some people that said buonanotte, goodbye. I was happy to do the live together with you. It was nice. Allegri is a Juve fan. Allegri is a Juve fan. He's a Juventino. So it's time to say goodbye. It's time to say buonanotte. Ciao Vito. Ciao Robin Banks. Brock. Mufid. Orion, Stavros. We even have Tishtiknam. We need a coach who wins. When we are winning, we don't think if it's true. It's true. But it's even more romantic when it's Juventino. It's true. That's a beautiful one. It's a beautiful one. Buonanotte, Bogdan. Ciao, Jim March. Again, let's say a big, huge thank you to Hassan with 5 membership offered and Mohammed Yusuf with 10 membership offered. Thank you to all the people that supported the channel. Once again, you are goated, guys. And we even found new Juventini of the world to grow that beautiful channel. The last one, like a 94th minute goal, the one of Rob. Thank you, my friend. Top 5 long-term coach: Tudor, Klopp, Conte, Lowe, or Ten Hag. Conte is not a long-term coach. Lowe, I don't know why he's there. Ten Hag. No, Klopp retired, so it's impossible to answer that question. It's really impossible to go with that question. And Tudor, honestly, if we are really real here, and I think I will not answer the question because it makes no sense, but I can tell you something about that one. On Tudor, I think the biggest challenge of Tudor will be, maybe it will be at Juve, I hope so, but the biggest challenge for Tudor will be to find a team where he can stay 3-4 seasons to become a coach that can be considered also a long-term coach and not only a caretaker, someone that enters somewhere. Super important for him. If he wants to become a big, he will need to show that he can also stay, because he did extremely well with Marseille. Yeah? Guys, you cannot imagine. I watched that season of Ligue 1. He did really well, but then at the end something is not happening and he leaves. So that's the big challenge for Tudor. Finding the way to stay longer than 1.5 season. If he's able to do that, good. But with Lazio as well, So that's the thing. Antonio, Laudante di Writing, Beppe, quando vieni allo stadio? Allora, stavo pensando, però non sono ancora sicuro, però mi piacerebbe molto essere allo stadio Juve-Lecce, metà aprile, però ancora non ho deciso. Però se vado allo stadio un'altra volta quest'anno sarebbe per Juve-Lecce. So I said to Antonio, I don't know when I go. I had an idea a few days ago was for Juve Lecce to go, but I didn't plan it yet, so è la partita del direttore, infatti. But I was thinking about that one, no, because it's actually really well planned with another activity that I could possibly do there in Torino. That could be a good opportunity if I go. But I didn't plan it yet. Let's see. Dai, 2 ore di live, 2 hours of live. You were again fantastic. So let me say thank you to all of you. Grazie forte. Attenzione. Bogdan is saying Juve Lecce, 38 months for Bogdan. Juve Lecce is on my birthday. But I don't know if they already they communicated it. It's on Saturday. The game is on Saturday, the 11th of April. So I will not forget. Bogdan, 11th of April. Buonanotte a tutti. Ciao, grazie, forza.